What's going on, everybody? Today is September 12th, Thursday, September 12th, and this is the blind draft and cast assessment for Survivor 47 here on the Reality Gurus podcast. It's been a long time. We're on the annual long hiatus. We're off it now. Dave, you got your head in Survivor mode yet?
I do. I'm actually going to the Survivor event on Saturday this week in downtown Nashville. Uh, gonna meet Jeff and the gang, whoever decides to show up to Nashville. Julie could be potentially. She's a Nashville local, so it should be pretty fun. We're not gonna. I think like the first so many people in get a buff, which would be pretty sick.
A
But
season 47 buff or just any
I'm not sure. Alyssa brought it up
generic?
to me the other day,
I
but
have a generic right here.
I'm not. I'm not. There you go. I'm sure it'd be like official Survivor from Survivor, but I don't know if it was like 47 branded or anything. But
Yeah. So you could do they do like challenges and stuff, right?
yeah, they do. They have challenges set up. There's like a meet and greet. I'm sure they have a bunch of other stuff too, but we're excited to do that this weekend. So I'm getting myself prepared with the blind draft and cast assessment to go to the Survivor event to then watch the premiere next Wednesday.
Yeah. Do they I think we maybe need to get let's put together a little sheet. You could just slip it to Jeff and it can be all of our suggestions.
Yes.
Maybe a season 50 wish list. Something along those lines, something to get him going.
Yeah, I'm sure he I'm sure he hates these days just because of the sheer amount of unsolicited advice and resumes and people trying to work their way onto the show uh, that he gets put his way.
Yeah. Okay, but we're back. We are here to talk about Survivor 47. We I'm hoping the screen share comes through on the recording, but got up a little editing software, but I made myself a little grid here for our cast. It zoomed in a little bit because you can't really see their faces when it's zoomed out, but yeah, we're here to do the blind draft and cast assessment for the uninitiated. This is where it used to be just headshots. I really liked when it was just headshots, but
The body gives away a lot.
yeah, the body gives away way too much. But the new cast photos, they're full body. But we got name and we've got their body, and that's all we go off of. And then we're going to be drafting our fantasy Survivor teams. Based on just this limited information. But then when you pick somebody, we've also got Entertainment Weekly up. And so we're going to read the bio and learn who we just picked. It's truly something. It's truly magical.
It is.
Okay. We always have the most electrifying moment in podcasting, the coin flip, to decide who's going to go first.
This for the first time ever. A coin flip that does not have to only be listened to.
Oh my god, my thing's crashing.
My
screen was crashing as I. Oh my god. I haven't tried a screen share on here yet, so this is the first try. But yeah, so here's the coin. And so we flip it for first pick, and then we'll just alternate. So no snake, just alternating.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to call it?
I would. Give me tails.
It is tails. It is tails. The coin flip king.
Wasn't I? I was on a coin flip the run of a lifetime, and then I think you had first pick last season for the first time in a long time.
I think so as well. So yeah, just to prove that I never cheat, I would always just let Dave get the first. No, but
yeah, exactly.
So do you have the grid pulled up as well?
I do. Yes.
Okay. So
you can feel free to move around as you need to.
Sure.
All right. So we were talking about this just before we started recording. we neither one of us had a clear 1-1 overall to pick here. Um, I don't really like anyone, but that's how we felt last season, and we were proven right for the most part. A lot of them last season grew on me after a while, but nonetheless, I think the pick is in. I think I'm ready to make a commitment to my number one overall pick.
Okay.
Um, I'm going to go with a woman
Mm.
by the name of Aisha Welch.
Aisha Welch, you are a fighting Dave.
Yes, the number
Congratulations.
one overall pick. Let me scroll down to her bio here. 32, hailing from DeSoto, Texas, currently residing in Houston, Texas, an IT consultant. Um, Longtime Survivor fan, pretty much like everyone else who applies for the show. Um, Player she's identified with the most is Suri. Classic, classic answer. Physicality of Natalie Anderson. Uh,
Interesting.
she doesn't. Let me go back to the. She doesn't immediately remind me of Natalie Anderson, but
It's a loose fitting romper.
it
Don't worry
is
about
true.
it. Don't worry about it.
That's true. She said she
Wouldn't
lost
you
some
like to
weight.
see what's underneath?
She said she lost some weight and gained some muscle
Hmm.
in preparation here. So that's good. At least she's committed. I don't think I'm at risk here of someone quitting. Which is always a good thing to say about your number one pick. She wants blind loyalty in an alliance. For someone to be in control of the game, I think that's a pretty good trait to want in an ally. Someone who would just do whatever you say.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the idea, but I feel like it never quite is blind loyalty, is it? Because I think if you have someone that's willing to give you blind loyalty, they probably aren't a great ally. And then
They don't want you. You don't want them as someone on your team.
right, and then the smart allies are probably not going to give you blind loyalty. So Aisha might be a little disappointed in her options out on the island.
That's all right. I think this is a pretty. I'm happy with this pick, to be honest, for first overall. Was she on your radar as someone who you would possibly take first overall?
Yeah, I have a bunch. I still am pretty undecided even now.
At least I picked someone who you were looking at.
Yeah, I have a general rule that I think well, I mean it's not necessarily true. I think that um for good reason or not, I think guys tend to be more boom or bust,
Mm-hmm.
more maybe more winner upside, but also some flame out potential. I feel like with the women, it's a lot easier to identify people who are going to have longevity, and that's kind of what I go for with my first couple picks.
Yeah, I
And
feel like
then
we tend to pick women higher in the beginning, or like more often with our first couple of picks than we do men.
right, but then again, as I say that, I think a lot of the new era winners have been women, so
Yeah, yeah,
Um, the paradigm is shifting. It's shifting into our favor though, because we've
it is.
never been sexist this whole time.
Never.
Um, so
That sounded sarcastic, but it was it was
yeah,
genuine.
that sounded like we had a massive beef with a woman, and we were so in the wrong.
Yeah.
But no, that's not at all. I'm also gonna go with a woman. Um, I am going to go with Genevieve Mashuluk.
What a name.
Genevieve Mashulik. Where is Genevieve?
She I don't think she was really on my radar. She wasn't off of my radar, like I wasn't actively not going to pick her. I just kind of like glazed over.
I got the Canadian.
Oh, yeah,
Winnipeg,
nice.
Manitoba, Canada. A corporate lawyer, energetic, friendly, and organized. She began watching when she was a preteen, and even back then, an unearned sense of confidence, like I could do that. That's kind of me. I've
Mm-hmm.
always thought that I could go on Survivor and dominate. So
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. Previous player, I love to look at previous players. Eliza's a great pull. Maybe not for someone that I'd want her to play like, but Eliza's
Just
a great
a
pull.
pull nonetheless.
Yeah, Chrissy Hofbeck, legend, and
Lindsay.
Lindsay. I'm guessing this is Deleshowicz. However you say her
I,
last name.
I believe that's who she's talking about.
Yeah, saying Lindsay to people in the game will not raise any red flags. I actually feel like it's more of a super fan answer because I feel like Lindsay, despite being a good player, is a more forgettable person as far as players who make deep runs go.
I think that, but I think that's what she means by not being a red flag. I don't think she doesn't want to be identified as a super fan. I think she doesn't want to, if someone asks her who she wants to play the most like, she doesn't want to give a red flag answer in that, like, someone who is, like, very polarizing.
That's true. I think it shows that you've watched the show, right? You got a non just stock answer. Um, but it's also someone who's a good player. So it's not like a dumb answer. Um,
Pet peeves airports, I can kind of get behind that.
yeah.
That's, like, not like a non-traditional answer that I can actually kind of get behind. Like, airports suck. They're like, they are, I feel like, as far as airport technology goes, or just not even technology, just like social norms, I feel like they're way behind. Like,
And that is a thing. Bathrooms are gross in airports.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't love airports either. Um, why she's going to be the sole survivor. She connects easily with others. They won't hate living with her. Um, why does
They don't hate
nothing,
they
no
don't
bond,
hate
deal, fear,
they don't hate
relationship?
living with her. I wish everyone at airports was more like her.
Yeah. Nothing, none of these things, nothing will stop her from doing what needs to be done to further her game.
That's
Killer
kind of
instinct
a
vibes.
chalk answer.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this. I
I
think
would
it's
agree.
it's a solid age group that she's in. Good mix of life experience and youth.
Mm-hmm.
Solid job, obviously smart. And then I feel like while the answers might be slightly like boring on the nose, I think it plays for someone like I said. I want longevity, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with Genevieve. So Genevieve is my first pick.
Nice, very good. I've been perusing the board here for the past minute or so. I'm trying to decide what direction, what shape I want my team to take. You know, like, do I want to go for, uh, like you said, do I want to go for longevity or do I want to take some big swings here, uh, and see if they pay off? Um, I think I'm gonna go more on the safer route. Actually, the more I look at these people, the more I like them. Like, my
Mm,
initial reaction to looking at the board here, I was like, to like most of them. Now I don't know who to pick. I like too many people in this spot.
that's
Um,
incredible because I still am pretty meh. I'm trying to
get,
manage the screen share though, so that's my excuse.
that's true. Yeah. Give me an Iguodala. Uh, I'm gonna the pick is in one. My what is this? 3-1, 2-1. I don't know how the rounds are numbered here.
The
Uh,
2-1, aka 3.
yes, 2-1, aka 3. Give me Sol Yi.
Sol Yi. Do you think it's Soul or Saul?
I was thinking you would think it would be Saul, right?
Right.
For because it's
Solomon.
Solomon, but that is not how I would spell it if it was Saul.
Well, yeah, but that's not. He's just shortening his name.
I suppose. All right, give me Saul. I like it better as
Saul.
Saul better than Soul, to be honest.
Yep, Del City, Oklahoma, hometown, but currently in Norwalk, Connecticut. Med
Medical
device sales.
sales.
I've got a friend who
Nice.
does
He
that.
makes some money.
Mm-hmm.
If he's good at it.
Uh,
Oh, Oklahoma, we got a football fan.
mm-hmm. Witty, friendly, and lucky.
That's a good thing to have.
It's
I
not a good thing
often
to be an Oklahoma football fan right now, though.
That's true. I would not consider that very lucky. I consider myself somewhat of a lucky person, not in the conventional sense where, like, I win lotteries or anything like that, but I do feel like I have pretty good practical luck. Like I'm all, did we talk about this ever on air? I may have told you about this separately, that I just like always get parking spots and have like very practical luck. Like it'll be like packed at like the mall and I get a front row spot like every time. Things
Yeah.
like that. So
You're
I
never
consider
winning
that
the lottery, but you get small wins.
right, exactly. Which it's not better, but it is something better than nothing, I suppose. Like
You're
poker.
gonna hate this guy, by the
Why?
way.
Why?
Just read it.
Gabler. He's the Gabler. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I saw that, and also very short bio. I feel like that's never a great thing.
That's true. Gabler, Adam, and Tyson combo for players. How do those three people cross over?
I mean, that's a big positive, a big negative, and a slightly negative for us. I think. You guys,
I don't know how you could be a combination of those three people.
Yeah, I think that shows a lack of awareness. That's a negative. Because how
like
can you
that
possibly combine
his hobby is poker. I always like the people who are into the strategy games. Like it shows they have a mind for it.
Yeah.
What
he values in an alliance partner is keeping their mouth shut. That's what he did on his bio. There's no fucking information.
No information. I have. See, he does say soul power. And why would he be the sole survivor?
I did see that.
Maybe I am right. I don't know. We'll see. Which wouldn't that be something if his name was Solomon and his nickname was Soul? I don't know what you're talking about here that I'm gonna hate.
Oh, I meant Gabler.
Oh, okay. All right,
in the short bio.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't hate him. This is not the bio I expected him to have by looking at him though.
Yeah. So one thing, I've mentioned wrestling stuff before. I used to be a pretty big pro wrestling fan, not really anymore, but still like very, very, very loosely follow it. Ryan Cabrera is married to my favorite female wrestler of all time, Alexa Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
So
they used to live
together. So this guy probably knows Alexa Bliss.
This is your in.
Okay.
Well, maybe he's gonna be at the Survivor Nashville event, and I could drop him a line.
Oh my god! Would you? Would you?
Yeah, I would. I don't know what to think about him. I don't think it's a great second overall set, or I don't think it's a great second pick. But I don't know. He doesn't give like going home immediately vibes. So.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think he gives a little bit of a could be overconfident type of deal.
Yeah,
but
that could be
not outright poor. I don't think.
Yeah.
All right, my turn here. I'm gonna go find my person right here as I set it up. I'm going with the same concept here. As my first pick, I'm just going to try to load up on the medium to young aged women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep it rolling. I'm going with Sierra Wright.
Oh, that was a Lewis pick from a mile away.
Yeah.
I almost took her with that last pick just because I knew you were going to take her.
Yep. Hometown, Wilmington, Delaware. My same friend who does med device sales used to live in Wilmington, Delaware. I only have one friend besides Dave.
Yeah.
Hometown, Wilmington, Delaware. Current residence, Phoenixville, PA.
Where's that? Do you know where that is?
I might cut this, but I don't know where. I want to look this up. Where is this?
I've never heard of Phoenixville, PA. And if we combined have never heard of Phoenixville, PA, we cover most of PA.
Yeah, it's gotta be North Central.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right by Philly.
Oh, it's right side of Philly.
So it's
close
right
to Philly for us to know. I can't believe she doesn't say she's from Philly, being that close.
Yeah, it's right next to King of Prussia. King of Prussia's right here. Conshohocken. But yeah, ambitious, intuitive, and hoot. Does that mean hot? Is she calling herself hot? Is that what that is? Or am I just missing
I don't know. Was it a typo? Could be a typo.
Yeah. What previous player do you identify as? Steph LaGrossa. That's an interesting one. Steph has had a very high and low Survivor career.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that as a fan selection. and she says we love a Delco girl, so she's one of those Delco people who
I hope she has
always
the
tells you that
accent.
they're from Delco.
I
Yeah,
hope
she's
she has
definitely
the
got the
accent.
accent.
Yeah. Steph Lagrosa, she was on the Traders, wasn't she?
Yes. Also, she's just a blast and dominated Palau. That's wrong. She dominated Guatemala. In Palau, she was arguably the greatest underdog of all time, actually. So, not quite an underdog, or not quite a dominated.
She sees her
Um,
game playing out as JT and Tokens. Token
that's
Chains.
an interesting one that I don't hate. I mean, it was a good game played. And then obviously going to have a mix of Tony and D, some of the
Oh, of
great
course.
players.
Of course. Everybody has some little Tony in them.
Yeah,
I'd love to have a little Tony pause.
It's weird how every player has a little bit of Tony in them.
Yeah. This is a long bio.
This is a long bio. Why is she going to be the sole survivor? No such thing as 100%, always 150% or nothing. I don't prescribe to that. I don't. It's just like there's nothing wrong with that outlook of like always like give like your. I think that going on Survivor, it's like there is a strategy to conservation of a bunch of different things, or having a proportional response to situations. And not, I mean, her saying that, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to be way over the top all the time. But I think if you have a person who's striving to always give 100% effort, like obviously it's a good thing in like a professional environment or something like that. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that as a person, but just like for me personally, I don't know. There's nothing that I'm really 150% excited to do ever.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%, and especially in a game of like longevity where you need to like make your energy last. Like it's probably not the best strategy.
Yeah. And again, this is what this show is, though, or what this episode is like we have to take the smallest things and try to expound upon them, because that might be an absolute nothing when it comes to the game. I might see her and we hear her talk for the first episode or two, and I'm like, have zero problems, right?
I have an interesting comment here where I could be wrong about, but I'm going to make the comment anyway. The accomplishment she's the most proud of: completing an accelerated nursing degree in 17 months and receiving my nursing license. Are accelerated nursing programs not 16 months?
You really hate the one extra month that it took her?
But that's her biggest accomplishment, finishing her accelerated nursing degree late.
This is such a you thing to be to get fixated on.
It could be 18 months, so she could have done it a month early. But like if I said like, oh, I graduated engineering school like early, I would expect that to be like at least a year early. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So on a 4-year degree, even a semester early is no good for you.
I could also buy a semester early, but a month could be like a semester. I've never taken an accelerated nursing program, so I don't know how much is covered in a month. I assume it's like kind of like the accelerated summer classes, just for like 18 months straight, essentially, where you just go like every day for like 10 hours and it sucks. So
yeah, that doesn't sound like any kind of fun, but that's why it's a great accomplishment.
That's true.
Let's be honest.
Let me not knock it too much here. We have lots of nursing listeners, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. It's back to you.
That is a very me thing to fixate on. Who do I want to go with here? I bet you think that I'm going to take someone. I bet you
is that true?
I bet you have an idea of who I want to take, and I don't think I'm going to go in that direction. A certain theories thereof.
Yep, that's yeah.
That's not who I don't want to take. I don't know. I'm not looking. I don't think I want to go there yet. Give me Rachel Lamont.
Rachel Lamont. Oh, that was going to be one of my next ones. She was in consideration for the next pick. Let me find Rachel.
34. Hailing from Dexter, Michigan, currently residing in Southfield, Michigan. Big move there. Graphic designer. More of a recent Survivor fan, sort of akin to myself. Discovered Survivor in 2017 when her husband randomly put it on TV. Similar to my story, I would say. What else? She has a little bit of a long bio here.
Kellen Bechtold, that's a good one.
Kellen Omer, also shout out to Omer. She's born in Thailand.
Interesting.
She doesn't look like that. I would never have guessed that.
Is that her thing you wouldn't know from? The thing you wouldn't know from looking at her should definitely be that.
Yeah, I thought you were making fun of me because I thought that was the answer to the question, and I just didn't read the question.
A white person.
Favorite hobbies: pottery, traveling, golf, and yoga. Pet peeves. These people have good pet peeves. I feel like I would not be able to come up with a good pet peeve for these questions. Hot oil splattering me while cooking. That is a good pet peeve.
That is a good one.
I have to always make sure not to wear a shirt I just bought because then the grease ruins it. I don't. That does piss me off. I'm with her on that.
That's a thing too that I do is if I just rolled out of bed and I'm making breakfast or something, going shirtless and making not that's I don't go shirtless as a flex. It's just I live alone and I fucking might as well is all that really means.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely a big one. Right on the little lower belly. It's not a great feeling.
Oh yeah. Can house the majority of a Costco watermelon in a single sitting. Are Costco watermelons larger than regular watermelons?
I don't know. We should ask that father and son. What is it? AJ and Big Justice.
Yeah, which Big Justice is the child.
Yes, I knew of them, and the last 3 weeks, it's all I get on social media, and it's
they're doing their rounds with Barstool, which could be why.
I know, but it was before that even.
They're everywhere.
I didn't get the AJ and Big Justice are coming to Barstool. I did not get that from Barstool. I got it from AJ and Big Justice.
Oh, nice.
I'm entrenched in it's I think it's because they have a sound on TikTok that is them singing. It's their theme song, and it kind of plays there's an undertone of it. Or not an undertone. That's not what an undertone is. But there's it's kind of an audio watermark almost on all of their videos as they just quietly play it in the background.
Yeah.
And I saw the original of it, and they're just singing about how they eat the chicken bake and
I know
the chocolate chunk cookie.
Yeah, the double chocolate chunk or whatever.
And I know what's gonna happen in every single video. They're gonna ask about the chicken bake, then they're gonna ask about the double chunk chocolate cookie, and then you got to give it a boom or a doom.
Yeah.
And then they go boom.
And it's always boom.
It is always boom. And despite knowing exactly what's about to happen, I watch it every time. Yep. And I watch the entire thing every time.
There's a whole they have so much lore now. I feel like.
Do they?
I feel like lore is very in right now.
They got that guy
into lore.
That guy that always puts provolone on everything. Also the Rizzler. It's Cousin Angelo, I think is his name.
Yeah, he's younger than Big Justice.
Yeah.
Anyways, to get back, but I don't even know how we started that. But the Costco watermelon. I like this. The last, why will you be the sole survivor? I think that's a good answer to this question.
It's kind of along the same lines of why I think I would be good. Is I think above anything else, my best survivor skill would be people reading. I tend to be pretty aware of how someone is feeling about a situation, even if they're being silent, just based on body language or the way they say things. I can hear the fuck out of Mart right now. He's just prancing around.
Clipped. Yeah, I think it's carpet in here.
But yeah, I'm really aligned with that. This is a person that I was thinking of taking, and I feel like it's a good one. So I like that for you.
Thank you.
I'm guessing you like it as well.
I do. Yeah. I feel like she's exactly what I thought I was getting, as opposed to Saul, where I didn't know that is what I was getting. Rachel is pretty much exactly what I thought, and it's a good pick. For,
Yeah. All right, I'm going to
well,
zoom
TBD, but
in to get a little face here
nice.
because I have two people that I'm thinking of. I might get away from the archetype a little, or not the archetype, but from the roster construction that I've been talking
The
about.
lowest pick archetype.
Yes. I'm going to go with my first male, and
Nice.
I think that this is one of the most inviting looking people on the cast. And so I'm going to rip Taryn TK Foster.
Nice.
He is the man with the big smile.
I like his look as well.
Yep. 31 years old, Prince George's County, Maryland, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, if you're a big Maryland person. Athlete marketing manager, that's pretty cool. Spontaneous, genuine, and ambitious. Favorite player of all time is Tony. All right, that's fine.
Classic. Is he not a huge fan potentially then?
Yeah, favorite player is Caleb, or another player mentions Caleb, so a lot of recency. He's probably a casual, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I think in today's day and age is potentially good.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, everything on here is like, watching football, sports, career when football is. I mean, this dude is football.
Oh yeah,
this guy's a football guy. Human encapsulation of football, which I love football. So, why he's going to be the sole survivor? Once he puts his mind to it, he's going to set a goal. It's rare that he doesn't achieve his goals. Not a great reason or a real tactical reason, I guess, but it works. It's fine.
Yeah, he is also someone who is pretty much. This is kind of what I thought we were getting from him, which is not a bad thing. I think it's a good pick. Just very predictable potentially based on how he looks.
Yep. All right.
You're up. I am up. Let's see here. I didn't have a next pick. I don't think he may have been my next pick. To be honest.
There you
go. There's a couple people I'm actively avoiding. I think. But I'm gonna go with another lovely lady. I'm gonna go with Tiana Hollums.
Fuck, that was my other one that I was deciding between. God damn it.
27, hailing from that word is all vowels, somewhere in Hawaii, currently living in that same place in Hawaii. I'm gonna give it a go. Aiea. I would agree with that. She's a flight attendant. So how often is she in Hawaii? Maybe she just makes runs between the mainland, as they call it, and Hawaii. Adventurous, multi-passionate. What is that?
I think it just means somebody who whatever they are into at the moment, they're very into it.
Wouldn't that just be passionate? Is that nothing?
Yeah, but listen. I'm trying to understand.
All we can do is listen. Adventurous, multi-passionate, and funny.
She resonates a lot with Parvati. Who fucking doesn't?
Imagine that.
She said, "I also loved Gabler." Interesting.
This is interesting. I don't love that. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor blurb? I don't like the way she typed that.
Why you want to be part of Survivor? What does it say?
It's just oh my god, why don't I want to be on Survivor? It's just like pretty cheesy. Did we determine if they type these or if this is a transcription?
Well, I think it has to be that they type this now.
I would think so with how that's written.
That's crazy to transcribe somebody like that.
But the thing is, like, that's a great transcription. I know exactly how she said that. You know, if it was a transcription, but. Play volleyball for Gonzaga. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The other thing also about that, why you want to be on Survivor, for as kind of cheesy as it is to type it in that manner, I feel like that is exactly what Jeff wants in current Survivor. Is he wants people who are that level of enthusiasm about life.
Yeah, that's true. That is very typecast, I would say. Um,
Here we go. Finally, with someone with a real reason why they're going to be sole survivor. And she has many. Smart, tenacious, cutthroat, socially aware, and she has a magnetic personality. There
classic.
you go.
That's all I need. This is another long bio. Uh, I don't really know what else to pull from this bio. I always like to talk about the pet peeves because they're it's probably the most interesting part to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can get some insight into like how people are with what they get annoyed by. Um, this one though, I feel like her pet peeves are pretty like chalk. Like this is the
Yeah.
first one where I've thought like everyone says that. You know what I mean? Entitled people who don't use their blinkers. Sometimes I forget we're doing a podcast and not just everyone isn't just reading off the list. When someone talks at me, just a bunch of like out of the box pet peeves.
Yeah.
But I like this pick. I think she is again. Her bio is exactly what I thought her bio was going to be, and that is someone who I think does well traditionally in Survivor, and I think she'll be a good pick.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a solid one. It's kind of what I was expecting. All right, for my next pick, I'm going with a little bit of stunt casting. This person, I know they are famous. I'm going for John Lovett. I feel like the only thing I've seen on social media promoting this season is that he's on it. So originally from Long Island, lives in Los Angeles. That's, I mean, how many fucking people is that?
Yeah, everyone who's in entertainment.
He's a podcast host. I'm pretty sure he's one of the hosts of Pod Save America, which I have no idea what it's about, but I do know that it's a famous one. Previous player you identify the most with, Penner, and then he used the moon phases, but Penner, Aubrey, Cochran. I mean, all three people kind of it's the same spectrum. I think Penner's on the very cool end of this spectrum.
Mm-hmm. That's a funny line, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of what I expected. My thought with this is old guy, not old guy, but middle-aged guy, witty narrator, Mike White. You know what?
He has
Why
Mike
the fuck
White
not?
vibes.
Why not?
100%. Pod Save America, from the Google description of it, is a no bullshit conversation about politics.
Oh, fuck.
Hosted by, I guess he used to be an aide to Obama. It says.
Gotcha. Well, I'm not a big politics guy, so whatever.
He describes himself as a gay Larry David. That's under his pet peeves. Did you see that?
I did not see that, but
too many pet peeves to count. He writes the pet peeves like he's Larry David.
Yeah, I do love Larry David, so that could be good.
Stoplights, people who come to the line.
It's too much. It's too much for me.
It's just too much. Constantly annoyed.
Yeah, I think that why he'll be sole survivor. I think this is a survivor winner like in a nutshell, is someone who has spent time as an outsider and gets it, but has evolved to be someone who has a magnetic personality that people like to be around. Yeah. And so they are very good at the give and take, the push and pull of like, okay, time to turn on the charm, get people to like me. Also are good at, bringing people in, identifying when somebody's not having a great time and going to be their lifeline. And so if you have that skill set, I think it's all about just playing it right. And why not? John Lovett.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I feel like he has the potential to be polarizing. But like, I feel like he just being like anyone with a super strong personality, like, is gonna put a target on your back. And I don't know him. I've never listened to his podcast, but I would assume if you're a famous podcast host, you have pretty loud opinions fairly often. So I feel like that has the potential to be not polarizing because of his opinions, but just like he's someone that needs to be monitored. Heard and monitored, but heard, yes, but also monitored by other people on the island. So
yes. All right.
well,
I think we're right around the halfway point.
I believe so. Who do I want to go with now? Again, I didn't have someone queued up for this one. I rarely do it. It seems like. Give me Rome Cooney.
Rome Cooney was going to be my next pick.
I'm just sniping you here today.
You really are. This is turning into a major problem where I like your team more than mine.
Hailing from Corvallis, Oregon, currently residing in Phoenix, Arizona, an esports commentator. Oh, this guy's got to have a great voice. Charismatic, entertaining, cutthroat. It's the best. Why do you want to be a part of Survivor? It's the best chance he has to win $1 million.
That's fair. I like that.
That's a good answer. Tore his Achilles at some point. That sucks. I can't imagine tearing my Achilles. Like that's an injury that like makes me shiver like thinking about it.
Yeah. Also, not the greatest pain. As someone who just had kidney stones, in your presence,
you did.
Yeah, it's the fucking worst.
Yeah. Do you hear Marty barking in the back?
I do, but it's okay. Third mic.
Yeah, we'll get him a third mic. He's a lot to say today, apparently.
We got some great polls from him. Sean Rector's a great poll. Sean is one of the most underrated characters of like old school Survivor. I feel like super fans still remember him, and he has some great clips. If you're ever in Vegas, Bet on Black is one of the great confessional lines I've ever heard.
I'm aware of that that confessional line.
Yeah. Todd Herzog is also a great poll. I love Todd. Cook Islands Ozzy, kind of, I don't know how these people connect to each other, but sure.
Yeah, another one where you're like, they don't really line up.
Cook Islands Ozzy is the best Ozzy though, so that works.
He hasn't, something you would never know from looking at him, hasn't eaten a vegetable other than corn in over 2 decades.
I wonder how often he eats corn though.
He's like, I actually only eat corn. I haven't eaten anything in more than 2 decades. I wonder if there will be a scene of him eating a vegetable other than corn on this season.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Why he's going to win? He's going to play his idols. He's going to win at least 4 immunity challenges. He has a way with words of getting people to do what he wants. He's going to have an anyone but me mentality. Listen, it has to be anyone but you if you're always immune.
That's true. Exactly. It's by definition.
Yes.
So his plan to win Soul Survivor is not through cunning gameplay. It's just to never have the opportunity for someone to vote him out.
Pretty much, yeah. The Mike Holloway approach.
I mean, if you can do it, it works. I suppose.
I think if he plays his idols plural, so that's at least 2.
At least 2, and wins 4 individual immunities. We're getting close to the end.
I think he's going to win.
Yeah.
I'll say this. If he wins 4 immunities and plays 2 idols, he will win the game. That's my hot take.
I would agree. I don't think... Yeah. I'd like to see him try.
That sounded like you're not rooting for him. Are you a hater?
I am a little bit, actually. I'm kind of hating on him. He's another one who this is not what I thought he was going to be. However, I thought they were, I didn't know those were khaki shorts. Like, I didn't know they were like the cargo shorts. I thought that may have changed my opinion on him. No, I think he's fine. I picked him probably at the average draft position that he should be playing.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah. All right, my next pick. It's kind of the only person that I've had any kind of positive draw towards left. I'm going with Kishan Patel.
Nice.
28 years old, in San Francisco, California, ER doctor who is nurturing, compromised, and adorable. And you can tell by looking at him.
He is
That's
adorable. That's
that's
a great,
adorable.
yeah, great description.
Yeah, I think this is. I like this. Does well under pressure. Lots of critical thinking skills, probably. And he's gonna play like Spencer, who I feel like is getting lost in the shuffle in terms of great Survivor characters. He really was. He was in an era on a great season,
Yeah,
and in a good era of Survivor characters, and even in that time frame, he was one of the best. I
I
love Spencer.
believe Spencer is one of my wife's favorite Survivor players of all time.
Spencer should be on season 50. I haven't thought about him. He should be on season 50.
He's great.
He's never
I
played
really
a
like
third time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll go for Spencer.
He's not very Spencer-esque. He doesn't seem like, maybe he is. I don't know. We haven't seen him on TV yet, this guy. What else about him?
I like this. Why he's going to be the sole survivor. Raised with grit and nurtured to respect true hard work. I think that the raised with grit thing, it kind of goes along with what I was talking about with John of, it's different because it's a social thing, but, feeling like an outcast and then maturing into a person who has, a great personality.
Mhm.
I think when you are born into struggle, like it sounds like he might have been, and then you really are able to stand on your own 2 feet and to go beyond that and be really successful. I think it's the same kind of journey of like, it's just, I think in all situations you need to respect both extremes or both sides or be able to see all different angles. I think that's ultimately what Survivor comes down to, is being open to options and differences and changes and everything.
Yeah.
So I like this guy.
Being a well-rounded person, like not only like in all aspects of your life, being well-rounded at being well-rounded.
Yes, that's Kashan in a nutshell.
It
right
is.
there.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm into Kashan. Why
Me
not?
too. I think that's a good thing. I hope the other castmates find him as adorable as we do.
He is adorable. You can't deny that.
No, indisputable. Some may say. People are saying.
All right.
Give me the long hair guy. Give me Gabe Ortiz.
Gabe Ortiz. So there's kind of 2 long hair guys. So I wasn't sure which one you're actually going to go for.
This guy, I feel like, is much more of a long hair theory guy.
Yeah,
than the other guy.
Whoa.
What?
Oh,
26.
My screen share was weird for a second.
Hailing from Baltimore, currently residing in Baltimore. A radio show host. Opportunistic, resourceful, and blunt. That's not good.
Short bio. Short bio alert.
Short bio. I'm short bio king today. What do I like about this guy? I'm struggling to find anything because there's nothing in his bio at all that means literally anything.
Player he's going to most play like he doesn't have one.
No, does
wow,
not.
He's like Gabriel.
He said, wow, he's like XYZ. That's not even a real player. I think, yeah, I don't. This could be potentially a dud. He looks like more of the surfer archetype than he is. Radio show host is the last thing I was expecting him to say. That
how does he have a lot to say? I don't know.
He like is speaking in literally like figures of speech. Like all of his things are like, has he ever had an original thought? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
He like can't take a stance on anything. I own 2 cats, but I feel like I come off as more of a dog person. Like he is the quintessential like
you own 2 cats.
Yeah, like
you just own that you own 2 cats.
Yeah, like he is the quintessential like ride the middle, like sitting on the fence, but in the worst way. Like when everyone on both sides are just yelling at him, like literally pick a side. Like we both hate you because you won't pick a side.
Yep.
Who's your biggest inspiration? It's hard to pick one.
This guy sucks.
He does suck.
The next pick is in for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip it. I'm going with Kyle Ostwald.
Oh, I almost picked him too.
Yep, seems like a pretty normal guy. 31, Sheboygan, Michigan, construction worker, fun, ambitious, creative.
This guy
Um,
could play Shaggy
yep.
in a live action movie.
Yeah, I feel like he's just like he's a little too shoulders forward for me. You
I
know
feel
what
like
I mean?
he's always shrugging him. You know, he's
Yeah,
like,
he's just slumped forward a little bit.
you
Like,
know me, I'm Kyle. Like he's always like
yeah,
hands in the pocket, shoulder. I'm just Kyle, man.
yeah. He's gonna play like Jesse. Also mentions JT. I see more JT than Jesse. I think.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. You're getting the long bios.
I am. Soul Survivor, because he's pouring everything he has into this game, not just playing for himself, for family. I mean, yeah, so is everybody. I don't know. I never loved that answer, but
Yeah, me neither. Something he values in an alliance partner: honesty. That's probably a yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Wouldn't
I'd like for
doesn't
my allies
everyone
to be
want
honest to
honesty?
me. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna vote you. Like he wants his alliance partner to tell him he's gonna vote him out. Like yeah,
right.
wouldn't we? Wouldn't we all?
Yeah, I'm fine with Kyle. I think
This
it's
is just a
it's
dude,
yeah, it's two kind of just like whatever guys back to back,
a
but
random dude.
I agree.
If you
He is
did,
random dude.
did you see that?
Yeah, this guy
Yeah,
belongs in my apartment right now because he's a random dude.
he's a random dude. Um, I
All
think that's
right.
good value. I think you got good value out of your random dude.
Yeah, he's a longevity guy.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. What we got
Uh,
here? The bottom is bottoming right now. I don't love the bottom here.
the bottom is bottoming. Um, give me Teeny.
Teeny. Teeny, teeny, teeny,
Top
teeny.
left.
Yeah, I'm
Chirichillo.
pulling up the bottom.
Chirichillo. It's probably Chirichillo. Uh, hometown. Hailing from Manahawkin, New Jersey. Currently living in Manahawkin, New Jersey. A freelance writer.
I go to the beach in Long Beach Island, and the last mainland town you drive through is Manahawkin.
Is it? What are the vibes of Manahawkin, New Jersey?
Um, it feels pretty touristy because I think it's a lot of people just going. There's just like a lot of grocery stores and shit, like right before you go on the island.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, people live there clearly. People like Teeny.
Yeah, social, mischievous, introspective. I love when people describe themselves as mischievous. I think that's like a very you have to be like a certain type of person to like you're like, all right, what three words describe you? And they're like, I think top three mischievous is in there. Like, that's a very specific type of person who thinks that they are that. How many situations have you been in recently where you're like, this provides an opportunity for me to be mischievous?
Yeah, not many. And I typically err on the side of minimal mischief. I try to get myself into not that much trouble if I can.
Well, I would also say that I'm not very social, her number one attribute. So I feel like social situations do um, prove more opportunities to be mischievous.
I agree with that. She's got Elaine, Evie, Ty, Mike White, Fabio, Courtney H. She says, if you get it, you get it. I get it. I know what she's getting at.
I get it as well.
Yes. Why is she going to be a sole survivor? Because people like her and she likes people.
Fair.
Strategic and physical attributes will be underestimated. Yeah, I mean, if that you're saying all the right things. So if it goes your way, sure, it could be Teeny. You know
I like
what?
her.
It could be Teeny.
I like. Why not Teeny? Huh? Why not Teeny? Biggest inspiration. I like this the self recognition when they recognize that their answer kind of sucks. She said, I always read these and kind of yelling at the basic mom dad answers, which is like a nice little like intro to saying that her mom is her biggest inspiration. I kind of like her. I think this is good value.
But yeah, I'm with it. She's solid.
Yeah.
All right. I'm between two. I think I'm gonna counter. I'm gonna go
Counter.
with the other long hair guy.
Okay.
I'm going with Andy Ruda.
That's probably Rueda.
Rueda, yeah. Yeah, Ruda. That was
Rueda.
very dumb. Unless it is Ruda, then that's genius. But
Yeah.
31 years old.
It could be rude if he's from Buffalo.
Yeah, from Buffalo. Currently lives in Brooklyn. He's an AI research assistant. Frenetic. That's a good adjective.
That is a good
Warm
adjective.
and creative. I kind of like this guy. I feel like this is a more than meets the eye kind of pick here.
I would agree. Yule. This is a
Mm-hmm.
you once described how I would play to be most similar to Yule.
Yes. So this is your guy. We're picking each other's teams today.
We
it
are.
Seems like.
We are. Yeah. We could just swap at the end. We have an opportunity if we want to trade the entire team.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
He says he thinks he'll play like Omar, although he didn't win. Well, statistically, you're not going to win either, but it is what it is.
He's got the same chance as anybody else. 50-50. Either wins or he doesn't.
Yep.
That's how stats work.
Also, just a note, I'm pretty sure I picked Kenzie first overall last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think, is that true? Yeah, I feel like we're pretty good at winning. Like, there's always a couple people with longevity or who are surprises in the bottom of the drafts.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the winner is typically a top half person. So
yes.
these people are all pretty doomed.
I think this is a good pick. Yeah. I like this pick a lot.
Yep. His great abilities are to charm and disarm. That should put that on a shirt.
I don't know. Sell that. He's a K-pop stan. His favorite hobby is Minesweeper. Road trips, even though he can't drive. Being a K-pop stan. Well, that's probably road trips. If you don't have to drive any of the distance, that's a pretty good hobby.
Yeah. Minesweeper is very like, how many times can you play Minesweeper?
The only time I play Minesweeper is when I am on a plane.
That is the only time I do it too. And then I get halfway through the game and I'm like, this kind of sucks. And like, if I fuck up, I'm like, I really don't want to start over. I'm done playing Minesweeper.
Yeah, and I always pick like the biggest board. It's like 1,000 things. Yeah. Sipping my ginger ale.
Yeah.
On the plane, the only time I drink ginger ale. Language prescriptivists. A pet peeve. What does that even mean?
Does he elaborate here? Nope, he doesn't. I don't know what that is. I can only assume that I don't care about it.
Oh, people who... That makes sense, because I know what prescriptive means. I should just put the words together. It's like people who think you should speak a certain way.
Oh, so a little bit of grammar elitists.
Yeah.
Grammar Nazis he doesn't like.
You should have just said that.
I'm not a grammar Nazi, but I have started using semicolons in my emails.
Oh, I'm a semicolon stan.
Yep.
I always use them in my college writing just because I felt like it looked good to know how to use a semicolon.
Yeah, and I found out it's one of those weird either punctuations or like whatever. It's one of those weird grammar things that is actually so easy to understand.
Oh, you just need 2 sentences on either side.
Like, I'm gonna ball hard with a semicolon.
Yeah, it's because how it was described to me is like if you have 2 sentences that you feel like should be 1 sentence, but it would be a run-on if you put them together. Just use a semicolon.
Yeah. All right. Only 4 left. Who will be voted out tonight?
It's my pick, I suppose. Is it not?
I feel like there's a stock pick here, but I don't know.
I'm avoiding someone because they remind me of someone I know.
That's interesting because actually when I was scrolling to somebody, one of these people is from Nashville.
Oh, really?
I did see by accident.
It's not someone from Nashville or someone you would even know. But who do I want here? I will take Sam Phelan.
That's that's the stock choice, I think. And he's the Nashville guy, I believe.
Oh, is he? That's not who I was talking about. 24, from Schaumburg, Illinois, residing in Nashville, Tennessee. Much like everyone else from Nashville, Tennessee, including myself, we are not from here. Occupation, sports reporter, passionate, stubborn, ambitious.
I'd like to see him on the sidelines. Michelle Fitzgerald, that's a great poll. Although I feel
Nice.
like people don't like her on the challenge, but I always like Michelle Fitzgerald.
His game may look similar to Devin Pinto. Devin Pinto reference.
There we go. All right, this guy, hey, he's not so bad.
Devin Pinto entered the chat.
Yeah, I like this guy. He can gel with any group of people, physical, strategic, social force, but he'll never be perceived as the strongest. That's funny because when I was looking at everyone, I thought he was the most obvious physical threat.
I would agree. Okay. So what do you value in an alliance partner? This is a good answer. This is a better answer than someone who is brutally, or someone who is always honest with you, or someone who is blindly loyal. Someone who is predictable. I think that is tentatively, depending on how you use them as an alliance partner. I think that's pretty good. Maybe not predictable to everyone, but at least predictable to you. I think
Yep.
is a good thing to think about. For
I agree with that, especially if they're smart and predictable, because
Yes.
that's like exactly what we want. Because you're getting good input, but you can kind of judge their next move. I mean, it's being predictable, and I think that's the best answer I've heard in that. I think
Pet peeves. These are good pet peeves. When someone uses an accent to say a foreign word correctly when they're not from there.
I actually hate that too.
Me too. Like if you're like, oh, can you give
That's
me
a
that
good one.
croissant?
This guy's good.
I like this pick. I didn't like him from the top, but the more I live with and get into Sam Phelan, the more into him I am. He could be. I could meet him on Saturday too. Get a little. I'll tell him I picked him for my fantasy survivor team.
Yeah, and it says he's a. It says at 22 he was a beat reporter. He's 24, so I assume he still is for an NFL beat reporter. So I assume he's a Titans beat writer.
I would think so. I gotta look him up.
This guy's got nothing to fucking do, I guess, this season, huh?
Yeah, God, the most irrelevant team in
we
the entire
suck. Send
NFL. And it's not even like they're bad enough to like complain that much about them being bad. They're like
they're just kind of
only bad enough to like for no one to care about. It's not like people care about sports in Nashville really to begin with. Because, like I said, no one's from here, so no one cares about the Nashville teams. Because, like, I still just root for the Steelers. I don't root for the Titans. So, I like this pick. Okay. This is good.
Only 3 left. I'm gonna try to go kind of quick because I gotta go get a haircut pretty soon.
Oops. The hair's growing too fast. Can't get too long.
Yep. There's somebody that I thought you would eventually pick that is still here. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna give her a nickname right off the bat.
Okay.
I'm gonna call this one the Countess. It is Caroline Vidmar. She sounds like the Princess of Russia.
As you were saying it like that, I was like, "Oh, this chick, she was like the Russian princess." Well, they were all Catherine, weren't they?
Yeah,
they had like 50 Catherines in Russia.
Palos Verdes, California. Current residence Chicago. Probably the closest person to me. Adventurous, enthusiastic, and supportive. Resonates with Tori from season 42. That's a decent poll.
It was interesting. D shout out again.
Yeah, I didn't love Tori, by the way, but whatever.
Emily.
I
bet she's new. She's a new Survivor fan. Those are new Survivor picks.
I would agree with that.
It's been my dream to be on Survivor since I was 5.
All right. Interesting. So she just has a short memory.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
No.
The complete answer to why she's going to be sole survivor would take too long to write. So she's just going to let us know that she's been preparing for a long time. Grit, determination. I don't like when people say that like they're going to win because they like work hard and don't quit. Like
right. Yeah. Like everyone wants to do that. They're on the show.
Step in line.
Also, I don't think there's a character count for these. She could have typed out her full reason.
Right. Some of these people fucking did.
Yeah.
So yeah. Caroline Vidmar, the Countess.
The Countess, yeah. Vidmar.
Yeah. All right. We have 2
down
people
to 2
left. It is down to Annika. I'm zoomed out. I can't really see. Dar, I think. And Sue Smee.
I hope it's Smee.
Mingleheimer Schmidt.
Sue Smee.
Sue Smee. So Sue Smee.
So Sue Smee. I'm going to take Sue Smee.
Sue Smee. That's who I didn't want. Thank you. Oh, I
She
just scrolled
looks.
past the Countess again. I got a shiver down my spine.
You're gonna get like Transylvania like music
Yeah.
in the background and thunder and lightning, like da-da, da-da-da. You need like a pipe organ.
Yeah, we need a soundboard.
we, do, we do need a soundboard. I was too busy making jokes to scroll to Sue
This is already
Sweet.
cracking me up. Oh, she's from 59 years old, Kirkwood, New York, living in Putnam Valley, New York. She's a flight school owner, which is kind of a cool one.
That is great.
She's badass,
like
fearless, and she's an adrenaline junkie. Yeah, she does. I could agree with that. I could see her in one of those onesies Tom Cruise rocks.
Yeah.
Who she's gonna play the most like? Tony. She will be a combo of Tony and Suri. That is the answer of someone who will not be a combo of Tony and Suri.
Yeah. To be fair, out of all the people who have said Tony, she kind of looks like she might have a little Tony.
She's got a little bit of an aggressive, fly by the seat of her pants kind of vibe. You think?
I mean, look at that pose. If you're not watching or if you're not following along on Entertainment Weekly,
yeah,
you need to look at this pose.
That's a strong stance.
Strong pose. She's got some calves on her. My goodness.
Yeah, she's solid. I will say. Why she's going to be the sole survivor? She's a badass, not afraid of anything or anyone. This is, I mean, it's a lot of adjectives and reasons that have nothing to do with the game. That's also a great one. That might be my pet peeve, is when someone's like, why am I going to be good at Survivor? Well, in everyday life, I do things that have nothing to do with the game of Survivor. It's like, oh, fuck, you are going to win.
I want to know what her call sign is for her plane.
I want to know that too. We need to devise one for her. I need to get the measure of this woman on TV.
I was trying to come up with something before I said it so I could have it ready, but I couldn't come up with anything funny enough on it. We'll come up with something. We will be referring to her by her call sign.
Well, something good, yeah.
Moving
forward. I think it's fine. I think
second to last pick. You think she's going out first?
She gives off the vibes of like older person who's a little too aggressive and is like, I'm not going to change for anybody. And it's like, but I mean, it's second to last pick. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, exactly. You're just taking a flyer at this point.
Yep. And so the last pick, it is bequeathed to me, Annika Dar, 26 years old.
Not ready for the amount of Anakin references I'm going to make for this woman.
That's I like that as a nickname. Los Angeles marketing manager, exuberant, curious, calculated. The reason why I did not want to pick her is I feel like she's 26. I feel like she looks like she's really, really young, like much younger than 16 or 26. Also 16.
I would agree. She needs to learn how to smile.
Yeah, I just I get a little bit. Which is a
creepy thing to say, but that's not what I meant. Why don't you smile more? I feel like I'm 80, like inappropriately hitting on something. That's not what I meant. I was like,
yeah, I meant smile more, beautiful.
Yeah, exactly, like that. That's not what I meant. I meant it way more offensively by saying that her smile is not very nice.
Yeah, not sexually harassing her, just harassing her.
Just harassing.
But yeah, I just feel like it's a little bit of like young, attractive woman that some of the older people don't really give the time of day to. Might get slapped with some of the negative young person stereotypes is kind of what I'm saying. But she's gonna play like Queen Sandra, Queen Parvati, Queen Sarah. There's 3 queens of Survivor. I thought Sandra was the only.
If you have 3 queens, do you have 1?
Yeah, too many queens in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's not just because they're women. It was a cooks in the kitchen thing.
Get these queens out of the kitchen.
When I'm being sexist, you'll know it. Why she's going to be the sole survivor? Well-rounded. She's an extrovert who can listen and remember very well. That's a good thing.
She's really banking on me. That's like there's the one challenge every 5 years in Survivor where they're like, or they used to do it, I guess, a lot more than they do now, where they're like, remember these things about the people who were voted out, and you got to like answer the questions about them later. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, she would have feasted in a tribal council tiebreaker challenge from like season 2. Yeah. She would have been nails. Yeah, I think there's I think there is an aggressive goodness here where it's, will
I
the
agree.
it's a lot of good content, base
Hmm.
level stuff that you like, but it's, it's a little in your facey based on, I mean, I
She's
haven't read the
cracking.
entire thing, but
She's cracking me up. Favorite hobbies: dancing, specifically hip hop. She could go head to head with Ray Gun,
yeah.
and then
So
ceramics slash throwing on the wheel is what she calls
yeah,
it.
so I'm fine with it. I think, after, hey, this is what we learn to never judge a book by its cover, even though we do it every year, is because I think
Twice a
that's
year,
a
some
pretty
may
solid
say.
one. Yeah, that's true. Um, all right. Well, that is the blind draft and cast assessment. I'm gonna rush through the outro because I really need to be leaving like right now for this. We started a lot later than I realized. Um, I think it was a lot of fun. I like my team. Next Wednesday is going to be, so what day is that? The 18th is the premiere of Survivor 47. So we're going to be coming to you every week as always. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about this cast. I agreed with you that it kind of grew on me as we went. I think
Yeah,
we've got a couple people that I think were duds, but I think even the people that I assume will be chaotic will be a good kind of chaotic.
yeah. I'm sure the personalities will come out. It's just like no one has like they have less people with their personality written on their sleeve.
I agree with that. I
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, there's a lot of, oh, that's not exactly what I was expecting kind of
yeah.
stuff. So, all right. Well, that will do it for this episode of the podcast. So, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you all next time.